So some reflections on some of the themes through that meditation and talk. You may reflect on, take it or leave it. In what situations do you know yourself subtly comparing your life and your success and your worth to other people, somewhere where security happens? Or if your profession or your status or your possessions or achievements suddenly disappeared, what parts of yourself would still remain steady if all that was taken away? What kinds of roles, say family or society or the community here, what kind of roles or labels do you rely on most to strongly feel secure or feel real? They're very profound questions. Those are three very profound ones. Talking about comparing ourselves subtly, your life. When you look at all your life, or how did I do compared to everyone else, or compared to my sibling, or compared to my neighbor, or compared to my spouse or my children. Yeah? Comparing your successes or comparing your worth. So something that came up in one of the Q&As was, is that salary? And the previous person, you mentioned this one, right? That was interesting. When the employer was demanding, what do you think you're worth? There's a very sort of tricky thing, isn't it, all through life, where we're dancing with this thing of how much should we be paid? So there's our value, and it's something very, very personal, that's put on there. Our worth compared to other people. And are we afraid to go into that? Are we afraid to ask for it? Are we afraid to be what other people might say about our value as well? It's a very delicate and sensitive question. And if all those things then did disappear, what's left? What does that leave you with when you take away those things? Like many people around the world do have that experience through storms, through great hurricanes, or through storms of governments where they have a war, and people are made to refugees suddenly. Or illness, or like a pandemic or something happens. You can lose many things. And what roles and labels do you rely on most strongly to feel real, to feel secure? What is that? So with this practice of dissolving that we've just been seeing in the meditation, that safeguards you against these nervous clingings or these strong identities. When you say, or whatever you find, whichever identity, dissolve, and that can dissolve, that's not real. None of them are really real. Okay, so I'd like to hear any reflections or thoughts. I've done my bit. So please share what you feel or observe or ponder about. Grace? There is a kind of fake microphone today. It's like a gong, but has got a real little microphone on it because we're not using the PA. So you're very welcome to try that one. Makes it easier to hold. Grace, would you like? Can I?
Bante, actually just now, I'm not sure whether I was meditating or reflecting upon my life's journey. You see, it kept on going back to, my life's journey instead of meditating. And from my experience, I just would like to share, but whether it resonates with the others. When I look at my journey, it was so simple, and there was confidence, that I took along the way. But reflecting seriously, I was telling, poor girl, you have been, through so many challenges. There's two ways that I'm looking at it. And do you believe that every one of us do have a guardian angel or guiding angel that sort of guide you, along the way. Is there such a thing?
That's a great question. Hands up, people who do. I'm just curious. One. Any more? I'm curious. I'd be interested. No. No guardian angels. Right. So yeah. Well, I do believe in the influence of devas that can be requested. They can be invited. I don't know about one, that stays the whole time. That's something else.
The Chinese will say like we have kui jin,
Yeah.
like beneficial beings that, that's why since I was 9 years, but looking back and reflecting, my goodness, I said really a challenge for until now. But while experiencing it, I was very confident, I was in security, I could make decisions, and most of the decisions that I had made with confidence, and I passed with flying colors.
So this,
the two-way, two perspective you can see.
Yeah. So firstly, Helen, can I just process your... At first you said I was reflecting, not meditating. Sati means to recollect. So it is meditating. So, and when you recollect your life in a certain way, it's meditating. The Buddha said, like somebody, he found himself saying, what did I get out of all this? And then he recollected all the things that he had abandoned. He was supposed to be a warrior. He was supposed to be murdering hundreds of thousands of people. That's what his father wanted him to do. He wanted him to be an invading conqueror, and he abandoned that. So he reflected, what a peaceful life. He also, looking through the challenges. So you also said, I was looking at those challenges and I went through them. So the very fact that you were able to have the courage, the resources, and the confidence, that's not easy. And you got through it. You didn't look at them and go, I'm going to run away. No, you went through them. So also the qualities that you developed to help you to get through those are in a way guardian angels. Like if you have metta with you, if you have intelligence with you, if you have courage with you, not fear, that's the main thing right here, those are guardians. If you have morality with you, if you're incapable of stealing, you have a guardian angel with you. Just your good paramis that you've built up, they become your own inheritance. So you can depend on, and you can also depend and look back. Look, I did this. I developed these. These are my property that I've developed, and you can feel sort of confident and I wouldn't say proud, because that's kind of like a boasting thing. That is a danger when I did. Look at all the things I went through. No. And then there's the invoking devas, which is another thing, and I do believe in that. And I have in England when I was a layman, I was at a place and it was a beautiful big park, and I really said I want help from the devas, and I went to make a cup of tea. I don't know if I told this the other day. Did I tell this the other day? I was talking to the monks, I think, and I was making a cup, and an Asian lady sort of walked past, and I said Sawadee Cup, and she said Sawadee Cup, but we're not Thai, we're Burmese. Because I really made a wish to the devas. I want to go back to Asia from England. And I told her this. I said, oh, you're from Burma. Oh, I want to go to Burma because I want to go back and become a monk. It's in 2009, before becoming a monk again. And she said, oh, we're all from Myanmar. And I looked around, the kitchen was just full of Burmese people. And I told her this, I want to become, and she goes, oh, you should talk to George. I went and talked to George Ong. And he said, oh, you should talk to my father. My father and mother, or my grandma and grandma, built the golden temple in Mandalay. So they're he'll say, yeah, you just contact him, here's his phone number, he'll help you go. So that's like guardian angels, when you really make those kind of wishes. In fact, I was still kind of not decided, should I really go? I was in ATM in my high street, and I was just putting, did it like that, and I was thinking should I go or no? I can't. Or I was thinking, do I need to go back to Asia to become a monk, or can I do it here? And I was sort of thinking there. And my mind wasn't really with my eyes, it was kind of on this question. And I looked down the road and there was a Theravāda monk walking up the middle of the road. I've never seen it before in my time. I was like, what's that? And I went, got the money and put it away. I went down, Bante, can I invite you to a cup of tea? And he did, and he came and sat down, this Sri Lankan monk. He said, I've been in the Himalayas for 25 years. And I said, I've just got one question. Should I become a monk here? You know, I want to go and become a monk again. He said, yes, not here. He said, well, thank you very much. That was just the answer I wanted. And he was just visiting a Sri Lankan family for one meal invite and then going. It's pretty odd. I mean, you know, like when you have those questions and you really want answers. So they're not guardian angels that live with you, I think, but they can be requested and they'll come for a while. Like a teacher of some kind, you need them for a while and then they go. And that's lifting up beyond what your mind is capable of knowing. So recollection and recollecting, the Buddha did this, he recollected all the things that I've dropped and that I've abandoned in a way that all the stresses I haven't experienced. So even if you had a comfortable life, you know, like it's good to recollect that you got there through your good karma. Yes, please. There's the. Thank you. Thank you for that question. That's a good one. There's a lot of people can sort of weigh up that too. Very similar.
Bhante, in relation to her question and about what she calls, she refers to as guardian angels. Can we say that
as guardian angels?
Guardian angels. So can we say that it is actually, they are like supporting conditions, other than guardian angels that, like you also spoke of, like you would in a thinking on limbo about like indecisive, like should you this and that, and like you meet the Burmese, and then you met a Theravāda monk, just as you were thinking on whether you could do your to go back into being a monk in either Britain or back in Asia. And then a Theravāda monk came down the street.
Yeah, I don't think it's magic. And I don't think it's like...
That is more like you say, it's karma or...
Coincidence. No, I think it was a coincidence. But it was a good
or supportive conditions. Because that thought is already in your mind.
Yeah.
Now who would think like, as you were thinking this for you,
well, I was open.
A Theravāda monk would come
that
down.
thing is, like that can be the case. Because if you're a meditator and you're sensitive to the nibbanic flow, and someone's around, you can be picking that up. I mean, I've been walking through middle of London, just crossing a road, and I've just gone, boom, and I've looked at a man in a coat, and I've just gone like this. And he came over to me, he goes, how do you know I'm a monk? And he like took the coat off, and underneath is all Theravāda stuff. So it's just that telepathic radio wave sort of thing that you're giving out. I mean, if someone's walking out, in their life, so practicing, and two people are like that, boom, often you're on the same wavelength. Other people are all, about something else. So there's the impersonal factors just of nisayas, like supportive conditions and obstructive conditions. You might be going, I want to go and become a monk, and your bad karma is pulling you, there's unresolved karma to do. Obstructive karma can happen. Even someone wants to become a monk or a nun and they get killed on the way because of some interruptive karma that's still fruiting. It's not all, but there's that, and then there's if you are specifically asking the Deva realm. Also, Devas are somewhat deluded, so they're not also like they can give you advice. You should take it or leave it. It's not in stone. Devas have jealousy. Devas have anger. They have karma. They're not necessarily arahants or anagamis or so on.
Bhante, I would like to just tell my experience
Please.
regarding the guardian angel
Yeah, please do.
happened to me. Really, in fact, 2 or 3 times. But I'll tell you this incident that was around 20 over years ago. I I I was traveling to Sungai Petani, and then I have that's why I told you I was so I have guardian angels. You know what I wanted to do, you know, I usually it happens. That means the reward is there. So while traveling to SP, both of us are traveling daily, you know, because we have after I retired, you know, optional. I was a stockist, a Tupperware stockist in SP. So for 5 years we travel every day. So one day while we were traveling, there was a lorry in front, and suddenly there was a rock this big. The rock, I could see it and I was stunned. The rock was, you know, swirling and traveling is like really like a show, you know. Then I was really, really like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. It was in my thoughts, you know. I couldn't speak. I saw the rock flying so fast. And then when it came to the windscreen, it sort of veered off, you know, like magic, veered off, go to the side, touch the screen, and just reflected away. It didn't hit me. And I was like, I came back alive. Because while looking at the stone swirling and, you know, coming towards me, I already resigned and I couldn't speak at all. And I thought that I would die really, and I couldn't talk to Kiet. I was just stunned. But when it came, it just, I don't know, it's like magic. Just reflect, just a bit, and the stone just flew off. And there was a, you know, the screen was a crack, you know, there was a crack there. Then I was so relieved. Do you think that is a guiding angel? Or
I don't think
my karma or something?
No, I don't. I think our perception handles shock
Shock.
or near
Really shock.
death experience in those kind of ways. I don't think I can say categorically, you know, like that. I don't think so. Because even if you had died through the stone, you know, hitting, you would have received your karma or the good things that you've done and taken a rebirth in the same way. I'm not even sure that Devas can do that they can move things.
I'm still wondering up to now, how come the stone exactly just out the screen, just sort of reflected and then hit and went off. I can still recall very vividly.
I'm recalling one near-death experience I had, and like I was walking along a country road in Ireland, and I saw one car coming, and I had some trash, like food trash, like sandwich packet or something, and I want to walk over the road to put it in a wheelie bin, and it sort of didn't go in properly, and I should have just stepped back into the road because there's only one car coming, there's enough space, right? And actually I didn't know, but another car had started overtaking, so there's 2 cars coming. And I actually was going to turn this way with my back to it. I wasn't going to even check. But I went, I'm just going to... And I reached forward for the wheelie bin, and 2 cars shot by. And if I had done what I was going to do, just leave it and step, it would have hit me in the back. I would have been handicapped. So sometimes I think, in those moments, I do think like, wow, you know, did something just, you know, nudge me like that? I mean, it also brings up that story of the... Yeah.
Something it's out of your control.
Yeah.
And you want to know why does it happen? Why did it happen? you know.
But that's something in Buddhism you don't tend to be encouraged to look at. What was the cause? What was the origin? Why? It's just you did. It's impermanent. It was also out of your control. I mean, you know, it bounced off of a truck. That can happen any time. You know, an asteroid can bounce off and splash us all. You know, and maybe even an angel can't push it out the way, or a group of devas or something. Rather like looking at the nature of things rather than how they happen, you know, is like it is impermanent. It was out of control. You are going to die. You could have died then. It didn't, you know. So hey, that's the way it is. It's rather looking the way it is than sort of like was an angel sort of pushing it out, your guardian angel pushing it out the way, or so. Even the Buddha had a rock falling down on him. But actually, in that case, they do say that the earth devas pushed up rocks to protect him. So, you know the story of that, right? Devadatta was trying to kill him by pushing off of a rock, and it fell down, and the earth pushed up two rocks. And, you know, sort of that's the legend. It's a shame. It's a really good topic to explore. Has anyone else got any bits that they would like to chip in? It's about 1:45. Yeah, okay, we'll have to stop. Yeah, we'll have to. Okay, then let's Dhammanatipatiya Buddhaṃ pujami sabada Imaya dhammanu Dhammapatipatiya Dhammam pujami sabada Imaya dhammanu Dhammapatipatiya pujami sabada. Sadhu, 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 sadhu.